Welcome back to another edition of Gary's Record Collection. Today we are going back to the early 70s where one of the big revivals in music was not rock, not jazz, not soul. Those are all big, but there was a gigantic revival of ragtime music after The Sting came out in 1973. The big song out of that was The Entertainer, and that was Marvin Hamlisch. And here we are with Marvin Hamlisch, The Entertainer. This is an album, believe it or not, the reason that I know about this is my mom got this on 8-track, and here it is, the 8-track version of Marvin Hamlisch, The Entertainer. I can't believe this is still actually holding together because we played it in our house a ton. One thing that I did not realize was because the way the 8-track tapes were, and you had to have basically 4 tracks of the same length of music, so otherwise it would be a whole dead space. They actually repeated one song in there just to fill it out to make it perfect. So, you know, I remember this hearing the 8-track in the house all the time, and not too long ago, a couple of years ago, it's like, boy, I wish that was out on CD or digitally or something like that. And I looked it up, and it wasn't. I was like, well, what am I going to do? It's like, where am I going to find the album to make a digital copy of this? And so I went to Discogs, and believe it or not, found the album. Here it is. And not only that, it was still sealed at the time. So it was a brand new album, never been played before. Put it on the turntable, got one pass off it, recorded it to digital, and chopped it up, put it on my player, and I'm good. But the stuff on this is actually a lot of fun. It kicks right off with mostly Scott Joplin songs on here. Maple Leaf Rag is the first one on here. And according to the liner notes, it was written back in 1899, so 124 years ago. It still sounds pretty cool for ragtime. The next song on here is called Grandpa's Spells, and on the cover note it says, an upbeat, catchy, jazz-age foot stomper written by Jelly Roll Morton. Here it is. Listening to this, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like it's all very appropriate for the Muppet Show. This all sounds like Muppet Show music. Now, the Muppet Show did come out in 75, 76, so it was right on the tail end of this. And then they were the old theater too, so it had that motif that this music fits in perfectly. Third song on the record is called Bethina. And it's a little more subdued. He calls, Marvin Hamlisch calls it a Scott Joplin concert waltz, dulcet and dancingly delightful. So it is a little bit slower, but it has a nice melody to it. And you can hear that waltz beat to it. And it's a cool song to listen to. This one is a little bit different. This is, it feels like it's all over the place. It's called Stop Time Rag, a rhythmically ragtime Joplin hit with a novelty touch. Listeners are encouraged to tap their toes, preferably in time with the music. And with the stopping and starting of it, it's aptly named as the Stop Time Rag. And again, has that Muppet Show sound to it. And of course, the reason that we're all here anyway was because the big song on this is The Entertainer from The Sting. This was a big hit in 73. Let's see what he says about this. The wistfully gay million-seller theme from the Academy Award-winning film The Sting. Mr. Hamlisch assumes no responsibility for lost wallets. So if you've seen the movie, you know that you get that reference. And I just remember hearing this song, not only on the radio, but obviously on the 8-track when we were listening to it. And it's just, it feels like it's a simple song, but it's not. And it just has a great rhythm to it. I would have loved to have played this in school because I just love this song. And then we move on to side 2 of the album. This is something called Mexican Dreams, and it's very different than the Scott Joplin ragtime that we have been hearing all on the first side. This is what it says about Mexican Dreams. A romantic south of the border serenade, much in the style of Scott Joplin. The siren strains skillfully composed by a pianofortist extraordinaire, Marvin Hamlisch. I've never heard the word pianofortist. I will take their word for it. And it does have that southern, that Mexican style to it with the acoustic guitar, the Spanish guitar. It's great. Another song on here, and is actually on the album twice, is something called Ragtime Nightingale. And it was on side 1 as more of a rag with a piano solo. And then they did an orchestra version of it too. So the orchestra version was on side 1. This is the piano-only version. So you get the same song twice on an album in 2 completely different arrangements. And this is great because it's a different style of music than you might expect. This is the great thing about music. It's like expand your horizons. Listen to all different kinds of formats, and don't pigeonhole yourself into one. I like rock only, or I like jazz only, because there's so much out there that is different and can strike a mood and get your toe tapping. You know, it's the infectious quality. So that's why my record collection there is so much in there that's so diverse. I can listen to Led Zeppelin one day or 1 minute, and then next song have Marvin Hamlisch doing a ragtime song. It's all good music. Don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking you only like one and only one is good. They're all good. They all have their merits. So get out there and expand your horizons, as they would have said in the 60s and 70s. So there you go. Marvin Hamlisch, The Entertainer, now on vinyl. I think I got it, originally it was a list price of $6.48 apparently when they had this in the store. I got it for probably about the same amount, and it was still sealed, so I got a great copy of it. So there you go. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Gary's Record Collection.